But this is what we want to know now, because astronaut Peggy Whitson just broke the record for spending the longest time in space. And you know who called to congratulate her and discuss the future of interplanetary travel. Take a look.
Tell me, Mars, what do you see a timing for actually sending humans to Mars?
Well, I think as your bill directed, it'll be approximately in the 2030s.
Well, we want to try and do it during my first term, or at worst during my second term, so we'll have to speed that up a little bit, okay?
Is he going to go?
Wave bye.
Bye.
Yeah, but they just send her back.
Yeah, they'll send her back.
They just send her back. They'd be like, don't send that up in here. No, we don't want that up here.
But I mean, they didn't prep at all for that, because you imagine going into a meeting and someone in that administration should say, you know, you're going to be speaking with so-and-so. This is what we've done on the issue. This is what we feel. This is our stance.
Yeah.
Because he went into that, it's almost like with no information.
Well, Ivanka's sitting right next to him.
Right, and but the thing is, they're pushing through all these executive orders and saying that should show progress, and yet he's not remembering one he did already.
Well, I mean, he signed this bill.
He signed it.
And it authorizes $19.5 billion for funding for NASA in 2018. The current budget is $19.3. It also gives NASA's retired astronauts lifetime health care for all space flight-related issues.
Yeah.
Wow. In case they get possessed by, like, a space bug. They can go get some health care. I mean, you're absolutely right. Why doesn't he know that he did that?
Well, he signed it. So, you know, you can't lose sight of the fact that he called this woman and she had to educate him about something that he authorized.
That he did.
That was concerning to me. Also, the bill he signed aims for a 2033 launch.
Yeah.
And NASA is saying they can push it up, but they need an influx of cash. And this is a guy who's come in saying, talking about fiscal discipline, he's going to cut everything.
This is a guy who doesn't believe in science.
Well, and
okay, let's start with that.
That's true.
Let's start with that. You know? I mean,
But he also believes in cutting everything. So how is he telling them speed it up? He wants it sped up, of course, because it'll look good for him in the history books. He thinks.
No, it's because he's going to build some hotels there. You know that's where he's going.
Well, he did. It was $19.5 billion, though, in funding. But what's that he authorized. But what's interesting is that Elon Musk says that's not going to change anything. That is really not going to move the space program forward, especially in terms of commercial flights to Mars. So I don't even understand why he signed the order. Was it just optics? Likely, right? It's likely just.
Well, that's not even that money.
Good.
That amount of money is not going to push it to 2024.
Yeah, it's not going to. Listen, listen. You know, it ain't gonna happen, man. Okay, that's not gonna happen. You know, this is why you need to know stuff, because you need to know what these astronauts go through. You need to know the preparation of what it takes to go to Mars. I mean, come on, man. You signed the damn bill. Damn. And the fountain of misinformation keeps spewing. So in an Associated Press interview where he couldn't resist slamming the fake media, and he bragged that his appearance on Face the Nation gave them the best ratings since the World Trade Center fell on 9/11.
Yeah.
You know what, man? That is it. That's sacrosanct. You don't use 9/11 to bolster yourself. What the hell? What is going on?
It was such a bizarre.
In the words of Holden Caulfield, he's as sensitive as a toilet seat.
Yeah. it was just a. I really think people should listen to it.
Explain Holden Caulfield, please.
It's from Catcher in the Rye. Everybody's read that, but that's what he said. It's such a beautiful analogy, I think, of, you know. Because this guy, I mean, how tone deaf can you be to now brag about your ratings about that tragedy? I mean, it's unbelievable.
It was really weird, though. Like, I hope people will read this interview, because if you can, in parentheses, it keeps on saying unintelligible, unintelligible, unintelligible. And I thought, why is our president unintelligible throughout an interview with the Associated
Even
Press?
the parts that aren't limited to unintelligible, when you're reading the sentences, it's hard to follow unless you reread
make any sense.
what he's saying. Yeah.
And he's also surprised, like, oh, we sent 79 Tomahawks to Syria. You know, people actually die. I mean, this is life and death, he goes. Hello.
It's very repetitive as well.
That's what struck me, actually, is a part where he says, I say this to people, I never realized how big it was. You know, the orders are so massive. And you're thinking, why would you let the whole world know that you weren't ready for this job, that you somehow got in there and all of a sudden realized
we already knew that. They knew that. We already knew that.
for him because he had business experience. They already knew he
But
had
this is an
zero
outright
government
admission from his own
But
mouth.
this is also this is tasteless. This is a tasteless thing, and
Wow.
you had here, so I'm going to read it for you. That while the towers were burning supposedly on 9/11, he bragged on an interview that he had the tallest buildings. He now had the toilet.
He said he had the tallest building in New York City because
my God.
the World Trade Center.
This is all about his privates also.
Yeah,
Can I just say that?
Excuse it.
Very
Don't.
Freudian.
It's totally about that.
Look,
The biggest-
everybody just go get some water and open
Yeah.
the window and cool down. We'll be right back. I mean, it's...